Cooling tower is an integral part of many chemical industries, petrochemical industries, refineries, fertilizer industries, power plant. Primary task of the cooling tower is to reject the heat to atmosphere by the sensible heat transfer by evaporation, and is basically based on the relative humidity of the ambient air and the wind velocity. The cooling water play a vital role in the industry because in order to maintain the process parameters, process temperature, in the various industries we need to maintain a temperature, then only we can achieve the process stabilization and the proper reaction and proper condensation. So whatever the heat which is rejected due to the exothermic reaction, this heat we need to remove it and maintain a certain temperature, required temperature, in order to achieve the process parameter. So we want to exchange it to the another medium, and our water is having the high specific heat capacity compared to other liquid, and it can be processed easily. That rejected heat to the cooling water, that water we can cool down in the cooling tower, and then again we can circulate back to the process equipment for the effective heat transfer. So whatever the water which is rejected by the exchanger or the condenser, so it will distribute through the cooling tower where the atmospheric air and then the cooling water will get contact. Due to this contact, due to the temperature difference between the inlet water and then the ambient air, there will be the sensible heat transfer will take part. And then evaporation will take part due to the humidity present in the ambient air. And then water will get cooled down. Again we will get circulate back to the exchangers or condenser. During this process, the water is continuously getting circulate and it is getting evaporate. During this transfer, there will be the drift also will be there. That is, windage or losses also will be there. That water droplets will get carried through the air itself. During that stage, the water will get concentrated. So the calcium hardness, dissolved solids like silica, phosphate, calcium hardness, total hardness, everything will get increased. To maintain the certain concentration, maintain the quality to avoid the corrosion, we need to inject the chemical and we need to make up the water. Otherwise the level will come down and circulation for it we can't achieve and pumping can fail. So that makeup is play a major role. To quantify how much makeup we are adding, we have the flow meters, and then chemical, what we told, not to maintain the pH, to avoid the corrosion in the pipeline. Cooling water pipeline, basically most of the places carbon steel will be there. So When water contact with the carbon steel, there will be the corrosion definitely due to the oxygen present. And in this carbon steel, there is the iron. So iron oxide formation will be there. To avoid that, we have the corrosion inhibitors. So corrosion inhibitors basically form the passivation layer in the ID of the pipe. So corrosion will not taken part. Next, we're going to see about the different type of cooling towers. In that, natural draft cooling tower, induced draft cooling tower, and forced draft cooling tower, and fanless finless cooling tower. The natural draft and induced draft and forced draft, all three are conventional type. Natural draft cooling tower, there will be no fan will be there. So air will get transferred from bottom to top. Water will transfer from top to bottom. During that, there will be the contact between the ambient air and then cooling water. So heat transfer will taken part and then water will get cooled down. So how the air is transferred from bottom to top? Due to this draft effect in the cooling tower, the shape is such a manner. And then first the air is get entered due to the draft, natural draft. And the water will exchange the heat to the air so that the air will get temperature and density of the air will get come down, not drastically, slightly come down. So due to that, the air will travel above to the top. In that also the draft will create and then air will flow from bottom to top in the natural draft. In case of induced draft, we have the fan at the top. And then we have this inclined shape. Then we have the louvers. Fills will be there and drift eliminators will be there. This is a better picture. This is the cooling tower, induced draft cooling tower in the industry. This is the water inlet. In cooling tower, we have a number of cells. Cells, nothing but we have individual fans, each cell. So this fan will handle only for this cell, and water inlet will be this side, front side, and then back side also, both side. The both two pipelines are there. So water will be entered here, and then here we have the deck. The deck, we have the deck wall, is a deck wall. So after water is introduced into the pipe, we have the control over by this wall. So if you open, so water will be passed through this. It is called deck. In the deck, we have the number of openings. In the opening, we want to insert the spray nozzle. This is a spray nozzle. So this part will be in the above the deck, the wooden part. This is we can fix manually without any tightening. Just we want to insert. That's it. So this portion only will be appear in top of the deck, and this will be in the below the deck. So water will be passed from the deck wall, and water will distribute to the deck. That means water will be fill here. So water will be enter into the opening, center opening. So water will be passed through inside and will come out from here. This opening will come out, and here there will be the spray to the tower. Now to increase the area, surface area of contact, the water will be not poured directly to the cooling tower. To make a spray, we have this flower shape. So this water will be passed through to the cooling tower. Here we have the fills. So fills also again will increase the area of contact between the air and the water. So air, it is a cross-sectional view of induced draft cross flow cooling tower. Cross flow nothing but air will be passed through from here and it will be travel like it in perpendicular direction to of the water flow, and then it pass out to the ambient. So in this fills, air will be contact and water also will be get contact, and then due to the draft created by the fan, air will be sucked here, that will be created here, so that ambient air will be cross flow through the fills and then to the atmosphere top. So while air leave from this cooling tower, you should avoid the water droplet carryover. So we have the drift eliminators. This is called drift eliminators. So drift eliminators is basically the corrugated plates. So while pass through this corrugated plates, definitely what are the droplets, it will get knock out and then it will be fall to the basin. This also will not 100% efficient. The eliminators, there will be the losses. It is called vintage loss. So water vapor evaporated, that also will be passed through the out of the cooling tower. The fan you can see in this video. It is a fan. We have the various blade angles. So whenever there is a summer season, the temperature of the ambient will be more. So we want to flow the more air to achieve the cooling water outlet temperature. For that, we want to increase the blade angle to increase the air flow through the cooling tower. During winter season, ambient temperature will be less, so we can reduce the airflow, so we can reduce the blade angle. So what is the gain in that? By increasing the blade angle, we can increase and decrease the power consumption of the fan. That is, when the blade angle is very less, the power consumption by the fan will be less. So due to that, the vintage loss also will be less, because we will airflow through the cooling tower will be come down, so evaporation also will come down. So it is better to reduce the blade angle based on our requirement. So air pass through above this fan. We have the fan stack or fan hood, we called as. Will be placed it here. So through this, water will be pass away. Water will be get pass away. This is called reverse. This is called louvers. This fan hood or the fan stack, inlet pipe, deck will be here. Here we can walkway. Below this only we have the deck. In this video, in this picture, you can clearly see. Here we have the Mikey ladder. When you are going down, better to wear the safety harness, safety belt, because it's made up of, deck is made up of wood only. Fan, gearbox, shaft, motor base frame. So if we have any maintenance or any PM for this fan or gearbox, we'll isolate the deck wall. Isolate this deck wall. Water will get stopped in the both end. So deck wall for the each cell we have the two. One is in the front side. You can see here in the front side. One is in the rear side, in the back side. So for maintenance of the cell, both you want to isolate it. After isolation, you can install the platform, and then we can approach inside, and then we can go for this maintenance. Hot water basin, we call this as, and then decold is the flow control valve. Louvers, fills, drift eliminators, cold water basin. The best practical example of the cooling tower in our day-to-day operation, day-to-day routine activity, we are cooling down our tea or coffee or hot water by pouring at a height. So during this, same principle is, same phenomena is happening in this also. So while pouring the tea or coffee, there will be the contact with the ambient air, that will be the heat transfer, the sensible heat transfer, and then the evaporation will be there. Evaporation, you can see the water vapor will get move away during pouring the nearby. So there will be evaporation loss, and then sensible heat transfer, you can feel it. It will be come down. So tea maker, you can see in the tea shop, he will pour at the more height in order to increase the contact between the air and the tea. So if we increase the contact between this both medium, so definitely there will easily will get cooled down, and we can easily feel in our house when we are doing this thing. And then water distribution, you can see like is a louvers. This can made up of this RCC or this FRP. These are the chemical dosing lines. One more thing, this fan, this is made up of FRP. Whenever there is a less weight of this fan blade, power consumption will be come down. In conventional, most of the cooling towers, all cooling towers are made up of the aluminium, so it consumes the more power. Later onwards, we'll convert this from aluminium to the FRP to reduce the power cost basically. Then we'll go for this fanless, finless cooling tower. There is no fan and there is no fills. Then how this contact is taken part? How we can achieve the airflow? That means only if the fan is not there, definitely airflow will be come down, right? So in order to get the airflow of contact, in the distribution header, we have one more pipe. We have the deck in that conventional cooling tower. Now the deck will be not there. We have the one more pipe. In that, there various branches will be there. From the various branches, there will be the nozzle, spray nozzle. The spray nozzle is designed such a way that while water is coming, leaving from the spray nozzle, there will be the Venturi effect will take part. So what will happen in the Venturi effect? Negative pressure will be created nearby the nozzle, and then ambient air will be get mixed with this water. So contact is taken part like this. So air also will get sucked into that. So we have the air. During the time, the water droplets will get mixed with the air, and then sensible and evaporation will be taken part. By this, we are achieving the heat transfer, temperature reduction of the cooling water in the fanless, finless cooling tower. So it is in latest technology we are using this one. By this we can reduce the power cost and power savings, and in the higher capacity of cooling towers we can't use this. In the natural draft, it is a more lengthy tower we required. In case of higher water flow rate, we can use this tower around 45,000 meter cube per hour. Above that can utilize. Just recap it. Cooling tower. The main function of the cooling tower is to reduce the cooling water temperature by contacting with ambient air. So basic practical example is we're cooling down the tea, coffee or hot water by pouring at height. This is the basic example. Due to the circulation, water will get concentrate. We are giving the blow down and then we are adding the water, makeup water due to the drift loss and blow down. And we are adding the chemical not to maintain the quality of the cooling water to avoid the corrosion and scalings basically. So natural draft with high flow rate, circulation rate 43,500 above, you need the lengthy tower, so we can go for this natural draft. Most of the power plant will have this natural draft cooling tower because there will be the more water circulation will be there. So induced draft cooling tower and forced draft cooling tower. Forced draft cooling tower will have the fan at the bottom, so air will be sucked from the ambient by the fan and then it leave to the top. The forced draft. Induced draft is nothing but fan will be in the top and then air will be sucked from the side of the louvers and then it will get contact with the water and then leave through the drift eliminators. So we have the fan, gearbox and motor. The airflow will be the cross flow because the air will be entering here and relative pressure is here, so that air will be come like this and then leave like this. So it is called the cross flow. It is a perpendicular direction of the water flow. So we call it as a cross flow cooling tower. The fan blades and hoods and then deck wall and the spray assembly, deck wall, distribution and the spray nozzle. And the fanless finless cooling tower is the latest technology. Next video we'll see about the thermal efficiency and cooling water effectiveness and makeup water how much required, or about the blowdown performance checks we can see in the next video.